What if I told you Donald Trump's tariffs could flip the world of Formula One upside down? We're talking canceled races, skyrocketing costs, and American teams on the brink of collapse. Sounds crazy? Well, buckle up, because it's already starting. And hey, if you're into F1 drama and want more stories like this, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Let's race into it. So, here's the deal. Trump's proposed tariffs target countries that F1 teams heavily rely on. Think carbon fiber from Japan, electronics from Germany, engines from the UK. And those tariffs? 10 to 30% straight. Now imagine F1 ships around 1,400 tons of gear per race. That's like hauling 7 blue whales across the globe, times 24 races. And 3 of those races are in the US: Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas. That's where it gets messy. Here's something most fans don't realize. F1's entire operational model is a global puzzle, and tariffs like these could completely break it. Teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren rely on split-second precision to move parts from Europe to race locations worldwide. We're talking customs clearance teams, express freight contracts, and dozens of personnel just to move one front wing on time. If tariffs make this process more expensive or slower, we could start seeing delays in car updates and even race weekend readiness. That's not just a performance problem, it's a safety issue too. Let's talk dollars. Under these tariffs, each team could be looking at an extra $2 to $3 million per US race in added import costs. That's not peanuts, even for teams backed by oil money. And then there's Haas, America's only F1 team. Ironically, most of their car parts are made overseas. So this America First policy, it might actually hurt the American team the most. Yeah, let that sink in. A team insider said, if these tariffs go through, we may have to skip mid-season upgrades for US races altogether. Yikes. While top teams like Red Bull and Ferrari might eat the extra costs, it's the midfield and backmarker teams, like Haas, Williams, that'll feel the sting the most. These teams operate on razor-thin margins, and an unexpected $1 million expense per US race could force them to cut development, delay upgrades, or even lay off staff. Imagine a scenario where a midfield team has to choose between a new rear diffuser or showing up to Austin with last month's parts. That's the kind of trade-off we're looking at, and it could completely shift the competitive balance of the grid. If F1 starts bleeding cash in the US, Liberty Media, an American company, might rethink the triple race strategy. Las Vegas, with its billion-dollar investment, becomes a huge gamble. NASCAR and IndyCar, you're not safe either. These series also depend on overseas parts and tech. This could cause a ripple effect through all of American motorsport. What happens when sponsors pull out? When teams can't upgrade cars? When fans see a drop in performance? This isn't just economics, it's the future of the sport. Quick question: if F1 pulled out of America, which race would you miss most? Vegas, Miami, or Austin? Let me know down below. This isn't just an F1 problem. It's a red flag for American motorsport as a whole. Think about it. If international teams start scaling back on US races because of tariffs, that could mean fewer high-profile events, less investment in local infrastructure, and a big hit to fan engagement in the States. And it's not just Formula One. Other global racing series like Formula E and WEC could also rethink their US plans. Even IndyCar might feel the ripple effect, especially if sponsors get nervous about where the motorsport market is heading. So yeah, Trump's tariffs? They might just slam the brakes on America's motorsport momentum at the worst possible time. F1 teams are already having internal talks about contingency plans, local sourcing, rerouting logistics, even lobbying behind the scenes. But if Trump wins and those tariffs hit hard, we might see fewer upgrades, scaled back operations in America, and possibly even race cancellations. This isn't fear-mongering, it's just the brutal economics of elite motorsport. So yeah, Trump's tariffs? They might not just slam the brakes on America's motorsport rise, they could throw it into reverse. And if F1 decides the US isn't worth the cost, we're not just losing races, we're losing the momentum, the money, and maybe even the future of global motorsport in America. Can Formula One survive the Trump tariffs? Will Haas collapse under its own irony? And could the US lose its grip on one of the fastest growing sports worldwide? Only time and politics will tell. But one thing's for sure, if you love F1, you should care. And if you care, make some noise in the comments. Like this video if you learned something new. Comment your take, even if you totally disagree. And if you want more explosive F1 stories like this one, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.